Hey, Abbott, what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show. And anyway, I'm not going to quit the Sam Shovel Detective Series. Our listeners are crazy about it. Here's a fan letter I got today, and it says, Dear Lou Costello, as Sam Shovel the Detective, you are the funniest guy I ever heard. When I listen to you, I shake the house with laughter. Last week, I laughed so hard I thought the ceiling would cave in. I'm coming to the studio to see you tonight.
Mr. Costello, there's a man here to see you.
What does he look like?
I can't tell.
He's all covered with plaster. I figured I was...
Never mind him. What's your Sam Shovel story about tonight, Lou?
Well, it's one of my Oriental cases, Abbott. One of my Oriental cases. I call it the case of the Chinaman who poisoned his own food, or he committed chop suicide.
Well, let's go on with the case.
Oh, definitely.
And now, the makers of Sludge Motor Oil present the adventures of Sam Shovel, private detective. But first, a word about our product. Motorists, have you been changing your oil every month? Switch to Sludge. When you use Sludge Motor Oil, you will never have to change oil. Of course, every 6 months, you'll have to get a new car. Does your motor ping? Switch to Sludge and it'll pong. Then you can sit and watch your motor play ping pong. The next time you buy Sludge Motor Oil, fill up with its companion product, Naco Gasoline. And remember, friends, Naco Gasoline not only contains ethyl, it contains Mabel. We know because Mabel fell into one of the vats at the refinery this morning. So if you want extra mileage, use Naco Gasoline. Listen to what one of our satisfied customers has to say.
I bought 2 gallons of Naco gasoline before I left Chicago. Uh-huh. When I got into Los Angeles this morning, I still had 2 quarts left.
Thank you, sir. What kind of a car do you drive?
Who's got a car? I got a cigarette lighter.
Thank you. Remember, friends, Naco is the greatest selling gas in the market. We've got to sell it in the market. The filling stations won't touch it. And now to the adventures of Sam Shovel, private detective.
Yes, I'm Sam Shovel. Sam Shovel, private detective. They call me a private eye. I can smell a murder a mile away. I can smell a frame-up. I can smell anything crooked. Private eye. They ought to call me private nose. I'm sitting here in my little office. I notice a mouse crawling across my office door. It's a church mouse. I open a drawer of my desk to check my equipment. There's my gun. There's my handcuffs. There's my binoculars.
Comrade, I got the plans for the secret weapons.
Those are my spy glasses. I decided to fill out my application for a 1949 California driver's license. They're making the test tougher this year. To get a license, you have to learn to speak pig Latin. That's so you can talk to the road hogs in Hollywood. On my desk, I notice a picture of one of the cleverest women crooks in the business. She was what the police call a top drawer thief. When I finally caught her, she had a garage full of top drawers. She was a cute girl, but very shy. The first time I saw her, she dropped her eyes. I picked them up. One was an agate. She had a little turned-up nose, a real turned-up nose. Every time she sneezed, she blew her hat off. She had a very clever racket. She'd make a friend of a guy, kiss him, and give him a cold. Every guy she met, she'd give him a kiss and give him a cold. I finally arrested her for making friends and influencing people. work hard in this detective racket. I always remember my mother's advice. She said to me, Sam, if you want to get a job, remember the early bird catches the worm. I followed that advice for 20 years. I never got a job, but I got about 8 million worms. She also gave me my brother Pat his advice also. She said to him, go west, young man, go west. He followed her advice and drowned. He was living in Pismo Beach at the time. Suddenly I see someone coming into the office.
Hello, Sam Shovel.
Hello, Lieutenant Abbott. Pull up a chair and sit down.
I'm tired. I've been taking care of the mounted cop's horses. I've been working in the stables all day.
Pull up a window and sit down.
Sam, I've been working on a fur robbery case. Somebody stole a mink coat, and the mink coats are hard to identify.
I'm an expert on furs, Lieutenant. You know, there's two types of mink, male and female mink.
Sam, that's a good thing to know.
Yes, especially if you happen to be a mink.
Oh, forget about the case, Sam. Tell me, how do you like my new suit?
I had to admit to Lieutenant Abbott that he had good taste for clothes. Of all the detectives in town, Abbott has the best taste for clothes. He can chew up a vest and tell you what kind of gravy is on it. Lieutenant Abbott, why do you always wear that big elk's tooth with a diamond in it?
What's wrong with that, Sam? Lots of men wear a big elk's tooth with a diamond in it.
In the middle of their upper plate? This remark made Lieutenant Abbott smile. I love to see him smile. He only has 2 teeth. But he has the most beautiful set of gums I've ever seen.
Well, Sam, you've got to admit I'm a self-made man. When I was born, I was very poor. I had nothing.
Lieutenant Abbott is right. He came into this world empty-handed, and he had a head to match.
Sam, I worked hard to get where I am. For 20 years, I've had my nose to the grindstone.
Must have been a beaut when you started.
Never mind that. Sam, we've got to do something about crime in this town. Every day it gets worse.
Yes. I know. Only last week, the girl next door, Mary Brown, had her good name ruined.
Mary Brown? Mary Brown had her good name ruined? How did it happen?
She married a guy named Hoopin' Snorter. Hello, Sam Shovel, private detective speaking.
Detective Sam Shovel, this is Constable Smith speaking. I've got an unsolved murder out here. I need your help. Come out to the Jones farm at once.
Constable, I'll be glad to take the case. How do I get to the Jones farm from my office?
Well, now, let me see. Jones farm. Oh, yeah. You drive out the Kookaburra Turnpike, you get the schoolhouse, turn left, cross covered bridge on the county road. Now, watch yourself. There's 2 roads there. Now, one of them is pretty bad. So, you take the road to the right, you got to watch for falling rocks and mind the mud. It'll be up to your windshield.
Why don't I take the road to the left?
Oh, no, that's the bad one.
Ain't there a better road than that?
Oh, yeah. Just drive down Route 101. That's a fine road.
Will that get me there?
No, but it's a fine road.
Look, Constable, I can't work on the case unless I get to the Jones farm.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what you do. Sam Shovel, do you know where the new Hollywood freeway is?
Yes?
Tell me something, will you?
Yes?
When are they going to finish that darn thing?
Look, Constable, how do I get to the Jones farm?
Oh, the Jones farm. Well, where are you now?
I'm in Los Angeles.
By golly, I just happened to think.
What?
You know something? You can't get here from there.
What's up, Sam?
It's murder. Come on, we're going to the Joneses' farm.
There's the place, Sam. I'll turn in this driveway.
Lieutenant Abbott, you're a mighty reckless driver. You shouldn't drive that car so fast.
Sam, it's my car. I'll drive it that way till it falls apart.
You've got to be careful what you say in front of these old cars.
Shovel?
Constable, Sam and I are here to investigate the murder. Who's the victim?
Oh, Farmer Jones. You'll find the body out there in the chicken coop. Well, good luck, boys.
Well, so he went into the chicken coop. I started looking for clues.
Sam, that big rooster looks suspicious to me. Look, he's got an axe under his left wing.
I'll question him, Lieutenant. Mr. Rooster, did you kill Farmer Jones?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Well, today is Sunday, and all us chickens were just dying to have some real southern fried farmer.
Costello, you did it again. That Sam Shovel stuff of yours is getting dopier every week. Really want to be a detective? Why don't you go to school and try to learn?
Now, just a minute, Abbott. I happen to be a college man.
You wouldn't even know what a college... You wouldn't even know a college if you saw
Oh,
one.
yes, I would.
All right, what is a college?
A college is a big stone building covered with vines and surrounded by veterans and trailers.
I thought so. You never went to college. And I doubt if our writers did either.
And talking about our writers, are pretty nice guys. Our writing staff is headed by Pat Costello with Paul Conlin, Martin Ragaway, Leonard Stern, and Eddie Foreman.
Our singer is Hal Winters, and our producer is Charles Vander.
And we'll be back with you next Thursday night. Good night,
Good night, folks.
Good night,
Good
everybody
night.
in Patterson. Good night, everybody.
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.